One has to remember that Jawara has been here for 30 years. For 30 years, he has been a special friend of the British authorities. He spends most of his time in Britain playing golf at the expense of the Gambian state. He has assets in Britain, and our investigations into corruption have shown that most of the money stolen from the Gambian coffers are deposited in British banks. The setting up of the Crude Oil Commission has sparked up this reaction. We understand the reasons why. That they set up the Nigerian government under ECOWAS protocol has agreed to supply the Gambia, to give to the Gambia in form of financial assistance, crude oil that the Gambia can either sell if directly or refine it. But since we don't have a refinery, the crude oil has to be sold to sold outside to countries that have refinery. And we are talking of 20,000 barrels of crude oil a day. The Gambia and many of our other countries have great potential for profitable investment. The Gambia and many of our other countries have great potential for profitable investment, in these sectors. And there's a lot of room for foreign investors and partners in joint ventures. Mr. Chairman, it is really sad and indeed unacceptable that such great potentials are still not taken advantage of. This is not about heavy industry or high technology, but basic agriculture, food processing, and light industries. There can be no real development in the North-South sense unless we can at least feed and house all our peoples. To do so, we must go back to the land and put into the exchequer part of the funds derived from there and from other sources. Nobody's taken care of here. But we have a problem in this country. Gambians hate what is called community or government property. And it's for the welfare of the people that are living here. Now, I was told that they spent 80,000 to clear it. And they only for somebody to look at it and say there's no dumping, and then they are dumping it. And you know this is a playground. Maybe they think that they are too big, they are too rich, their children will not play here. But take consideration for the others too. On Friday, which is my day, I was in the office. This was around 10. Well, all of a sudden, the bell didn't even ring. Just rushed in. Somebody came forth. Before I asked him, who the hell do you think you are just busting into my office like that? Somebody came and said, it is over. They pointed their pistols at me. And you are the big, sorry, I tell you, you are the big. This is the biggest joke I've ever had since 94, since 22nd of July. This is the biggest joke. Telling me that it's over, who the hell do you think I am? Someone told me to get up from where I saw that. Hey, you are a rabbit. Shoot me if you want. If you think that you can do anything to me, shoot me. I told him his gun would not fire. So I didn't want a shootout in my office. Because if I had called, pressed the bell, if these people came rushing in, they would have shot. And all of a sudden, when they rushed in, they just locked the door. So these people were outside, but Jinka and the others tried to open. And I said, no, just leave, we are just discussing. So Sabal told him, and he told him, sorry, the manager fetched that. So okay, when this man came, sorry, I said, I realized this is real. And I got up and I just got hold of his collar. Okay? So I knocked him down. Got up and I just got hold of his collar. Okay? So I knocked him down.
Happy New Year, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, Your Excellency.
Thank you. This year has been the most successful year throughout the 19 years that I've been a head of state. This is thanks to the Almighty Allah in the first place, and the people of this country heeding my call. I do not think that Gambians will require food aid this year as compared to last year. And I believe also that Gambians have learned a lesson, a very important lesson, because this year's farming activity is unprecedented in the sense that even ministers, not only did they have a cabinet farm, but they also had their own big farms that they have cultivated, and they had a good harvest. So what does that mean? It meant that if we all work towards providing what we are going to eat, that means providing to feed ourselves and our families, hunger would be a thing of the past in this country.
Gambians, ako Gambian kolo, ako munewa Gambia. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat is the only salvation to the numerous strange diseases that we have in this country. Mimbe nyinjan karol min yalon ko mamminul long bondi lambulu wole mu membalula minna nga wosene nga fengsene membalula minna. Let me tell you one thing. Dilalen wax len be kuma kilim folale. There is no way you can eat imported rice and say it's pure. It's not possible. Ita forno la ko mano minka bu banta banko debe balula wala ko manu forno le mate kenola. Let nobody fool you. Momo kanan lele bulen kenna. The rice that comes to Africa from outside, malo bi ñew rewi Africa di baye ko bitim rew mano min kabo fata kabo batala bangolo kana fata fendu must have spent at least 4 years in a warehouse. Aketa ñawonya aka sanni nani soto le mangasino do lum neew no dina de am ñenenti at ci ay mangasine ya fofa. Now imagine a bag of natural rice 4 years in a warehouse, it would have spoiled. Ala mira mano mi yalon ko ya sene abe mangasino do sanni nani aketa ñawonya fayti nya. So how do they preserve it? They fumigate it. That is why today you see young people with high blood pressure, all sorts of strange diseases, because we have been eating fumigants for the past so many years.
What I've done in 20 years supersedes a millionfold what the British didn't do. Because they didn't do anything. I cannot say what they did in Gambia. All they did in Gambia was to loot. Okay, look at the Gambia before you left. How many story buildings were in this country? When we took over, there were only 35 air conditioners in the country. Government air conditioners. And you know the hole type where they make a hole in the wall? Yes. How many people have electronic typewriters? Today, go around. Okay, the highway has lights. There were no lights. That, in that case, it has also enhanced the livelihood of Gambians. Because with the lights, there are fewer accidents than before. So if you say, oh, it's a dictator, the country is being spoiled. Oh, that's not democracy. Who eats democracy?
I'm calling you to wish you all the best. The Gambian people have spoken, and I have no reason to contest the will of the Almighty Allah. Hello? Are you hearing me? I wish you all the best. The country will be in your hands in January, and you are assured of my guidance on your transition. I don't mean selecting who becomes member of government, but you have to work with me as I pack to go to Kanilai, so that I hand over the State House to you. You are the elected president of the Gambia, and I wish you all the best. I have no ill will, and I wish you all the best.
On this note, I want to make it very clear that in the same way that I accepted faithfully the results, believing that the IEC was independent and honest and reliable, I hereby reject the results in totality. I hereby reject the results in totality. Alaikum salam.
Okay. Yeah, you wanted to talk to me again.
Yes. With regards to our last meeting when you came here, I want to request your assistance as the chairperson of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State to help us resolve this impasse peacefully through the courts. I hereby request you to facilitate the release of for ECOWAS to facilitate the release of the judges so that they can come and help us resolve constitutionally through the constitution of the Gambia. As I said, the only peaceful resolution of this impasse is through the courts. We have everything that we are doing is based on the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, and an application has also been filed at the Supreme Court of the Gambia for an injunction to restrain Adama Barrow from being sworn in, as well as restrain the Chief Justice and any other party from swearing in Adama Barrow into office until this application is decided either way and the status quo must remain. That is, until such time that the Supreme Court has made a decision on this, the status quo cannot change.
If Jammeh has any claim to title, he should come forward with that claim. But as far as we are concerned, these vehicles, these properties were purchased with state resources. They rightly belong to the state.